Hello everyone, how you doing? Welcome back to the Train Sim World Looking Back series, and this is episode 4. And for episode 4, I thought we'd go back to the Great Western Express. And in particular, we'll look at the very controversial Diesel Legends of the Great Western pack that was released. And why is it controversial? Well, we'll have a talk about that as we go, and we'll have a look at what it involves and how it runs, and best of all, we get to drive this very nice Class 52 in BR Blue. This is the Western Consort, and we're going to run it from Reading, where we are now, right down to London Paddington. So we're going to get into it. We're going to get everything set up, ready to go. We've got a couple of minutes before we are due out. So first of all, let's have the master key on. And we want to put the reverser into forwards. There we go. Then we have got the AWS is down here, so we'll do that. Cab change. Now, all the lights etc. are down on this panel. You can do it. You can do it two ways. You can. Let me get the right view. Let me scroll through the internal views. You can get it like this, but at the moment you can't move the cursor around on controller. I think this must be the same bug as we've currently got with the TSW5 routes, where we can't move around the view screens. So that's going to be fixed. So what I'm going to do is just come back to the driver's seat, and I'm just going to do this manually, just by kind of, going around like this, like you do. Look for the instrument lights. Marker lights we don't need. Instrument lights is somewhere. I can usually find this straight away. There it is. There it is. Right. So, shall we have the windows open? We can actually open this forward window. The 52 is going to get a little bit noisy. So, we'll just see how we get on with this. But this is Reading Station on the Great Western Express. And the Great Western Express, as you know, is one of the original routes. It is the original UK route from Train Sim World 2018. So it's been around for a long time. And the reason I wanted to play this one quite quickly is because we know now that a remaster is coming up for Great Western Express. So a lot of people say that the Great Western Express is their favourite route, and I think that's probably because, well, they probably know it, and they know Paddington, they know Reading, but also the fact that it is a bit nostalgic because it was the first British route that came out, and right at the start everybody probably put a lot of hours into Great Western Express. So that's why we're covering this one today. We'll talk about it a little bit more once we're underway. We're going to get the brakes off. Wait for the brakes to come down. There we go. Off we go. Let's have a listen to the 52. Bit of thrash as we leave Reading. Bit of horn for you horn fans. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to close the window for now, because as I said, it does get very noisy. We're going straight through to Paddington. As you can see, we do get a chance to get up to speed. It's about half an hour, so we will keep an eye on the speeds as we come out. We do have a 40. You've got a 40 now, but we do again go back to a 40 quite quickly. Unless it's going to switch us across to the other side. Let's just see. Then once we get on the fast run to London, we'll have a little bit of a talk about the route. Many of you will have played this, I've no doubt. If you're a late comer to TSW, you haven't got this route, you might want to pick it up. On the route itself, the actual Great Western Express, you'll get the route as you can see it now, but it does come with the Class 43 HST, of course, in Great Western livery. You also get the Class 166 as well for the shorter stopping services. You can go all the way between Reading and Paddington, but it's obviously a stopper, unlike the HST. And also, as we would expect, the Class 66 is available as part of this route as well. So that's the standard. That's the standard Great Western Express, which is all good and fine. As we just go to full throttle. That's nice, that. Especially when you look at it there. We're gonna have to have a screenshot with this. Let's just go into the photo mode, shall we? And we'll bring that up. And then let's go down to the field of view. Just come in a little bit. I think we'll keep the weather as is. But that looks quite a nice shot. Let's just rotate it slightly. Remove that. Pop that in. Save and upload. And there you go. There's photo mode. There's a TSW 5 thing for you. So yeah, Great Western Express. I've lost all train of thought. This route was out for quite some time. And I think it was known that it was a favourite with everybody. But I started off this video by saying the Diesel Legends is a little bit controversial, and it is with a lot of people. So the Diesel Legends, which is what we're playing now, this Class 52 in BR Blue is part of the Diesel Legends. This was a gameplay add-on. I want to say this was the first gameplay add-on. We've had quite a few since for different routes. Bringing in different locos and new timetables, etc. The actual route itself, the standard Great Western Express, is based in 2016. So that was the original timetable. This Diesel Legends brings in its own timetable. So I'm going to have a look at the blurb, and then we'll talk about why it's controversial, because it says that Diesel Legends of the Great Western offers an entirely new perspective through the train cabs of yesteryear, an age before HSTs and turbos. Westerns and heritage slammers reign supreme, and you can take control of these long gone services in Train Sim World. Featuring the BR Class 52, which is what we've got now, the Class 101, everybody's favourite, and the Class 08. This collection for the Great Western Express features all new gameplay representative of the early 70s. So let's just stop there a little bit. This is where the controversy starts, because a lot of players, and I understand this perspective, a lot of players said, why have we got a 1970s timetable in a route that is set in 2016? I get that. Nothing was done to the route. There wasn't a 1970s version of this route. So a lot of people that like the absolute 100% immersion and things to be spot on kicked up a fuss about that, but I'm going to say I understand that. For me, I'm a BR Blue fan, and I've sort of learnt to look past it. I bought this when this came out, this Diesel Legends, because I like the BR Blue stuff, and I kind of see past it a little bit. So I can see both sides of it. Now, I think if there was a 1970s version of this route, then I think this Diesel Legends will be very popular. But obviously that's a massive ask. That is a massive ask. But let's carry on with the blurb. With this, there are local haul trains on the fast lines and mechanically geared DMUs on commuter runs with shunting and empty stop movements around Old Oak Common. There are a selection of engaging scenarios and an entirely separate timetable, as we mentioned. The services of the 1970s are brought back to life. Put the preserved collection to use. Owners of the Northern Transpennine can use the mighty Class 45s and 47s on express services. Additionally, owners of the Tees Valley line and the Class 31 will be able to get a taste for semi-fast services running between the stoppers on the slows with shorter rakes of coaches. So again, if you've got other content in Train Sim World, such as a Class 31, it substitutes in with the Diesel Legend pack, and you can give the 31 a good blast, because again on Tees Valley, it's a fairly slow route, isn't it? So this timetable allows you to immediately substitute in with the 31 and give it a good go end to end, which is one of the things I quite like about it. So then the key features are the BR Class 52 Western diesel hydraulic locomotives in weathered BR Blue livery. Every member of the Class 52 is included. D1000 to D1073, each with its own nameplate, which is actually quite nice, isn't it? You get the Class 101 DMU in BR Blue Grey livery, the BR Class 08 Diesel Shunter in BR Blue livery, the BR Mark II coaches in BR Blue Grey livery, the BR Mark I BG coach in BR Blue Grey livery, highly detailed, feature-rich driving cabs with accurate, true-to-life performance and handling, and authentic and detailed sound recordings recorded from the real trains. So there are also training modules. There is a 24-hour timetable, as we talked about, which is separate to the 2016 timetable. It's got the HSTs and the 166s. And there is journey mode specifically for the Diesel Legends. You can use livery designer, scenario planner, etc, etc, etc. So it's actually, in its own right, it's not a bad little game pack. Especially if you're a fan of the BR Blue stuff, which I am. It's just that it's running on a 2016 route. That's the controversy. So I don't know, a lot of you will already have this. I mean, what do you think? Drop me a comment below and let me know what you think. I could quite happily run up and down here in these, and for one thing, it provides a bit of variety to just the HST and the 166. There's the 31 going back the other way, which I've obviously got as a separate DLC. So there you go, it substitutes in as AI as well. Once we get down to Old Oak Common, you will see in the depot there in the sidings, you'll see a lot of AI BR Blue stuff sat around there as well. There's little coach movements that the Class 08 comes into Paddington, and it takes the coaches off the back and it delivers coaches in, connects up to the locals, etc., ready for the run up to Reading. So there's a lot going on. I quite like it. You can get this as a bundle as well. If you don't have Great Western Express, you can get Great Western Express and the Diesel Legends in a bundle, I noticed, on Steam. I don't know if that's available on console. I'm playing on the PS5 today, by the way, in case you were wondering, because I know we sometimes play on PC and PS5. But this route runs quite well on console, certainly on the PS5. So I don't know. Did you pick this up and then think, no, I don't really run it very often, or there's a lot of players that are always, we've got too much BR Blue stuff. I want modern trains. I quite like a mix of both, as you know, but I can quite happily run BR Blue everywhere. Especially this 52. This 52 is a beast, really is. And I've already got a 52. I have the maroon Class 52, which was a DLC for the West Somerset Railway. But I think this route itself, the Great Western Express, is obviously getting this. It's getting this Labour of Love upgrade, remaster, similar to what we got with the West Somerset Railway. I don't know whether or not anything will be done with the Diesel Legends part of it. The timetable may get some improvements. I don't know, we may get a couple more scenarios, but certainly from a route perspective, I think the route will only be updated once. I don't think we'll get a separate route for the Diesel Legends. I could be wrong. That might be some of the, because the feedback was quite strong about the era specific thing. So I don't know, maybe they will do something with that. Who knows? I don't know how big of a task that is. It's probably quite a big task. But for the HST and 166, etc., you're going to get a remastered version of the route, and also the first Great Western HST will be coming back in. We've only got the Great Western liveried HST at the moment, but the first group is going to be back in the game. It was always in the game at the beginning. I don't know if there was a licensing issue that took it away. You can actually get it on Creators Club anyway, a version of it, along with lots of other scenarios. There are scenarios on Creators Club for the Diesel Legends, there are for the standard Great Western Express. But to be honest, between both packs on here, there's actually quite a lot to do in standard without getting anything from Creators Club. So I've been quite pleased with it, I have to say. So I don't know how well this is sold, but it is controversial in some people's eyes. So we have got 20 miles to London Paddington. Nice fast route, isn't it, this? Lots of people have over the years called for it to be extended. I understand that too. That'd be good. I don't know if it will though. I think the Diesel Legends also has been the only gameplay pack released specifically for this. In the 2016 timetable, you've also got the Skyhook Class 66 packs as well that you can use. So the cargo line pack you can use. There's 2 packs so far, isn't there? You can use both of them on here. They both got services on here and scenarios, so you can run those. You can obviously use Scenario Planner and basically put on here whatever you want to run as well. One of the first ones that I ran on here as soon as the Scenario Planner came out was the Class 33. I set up a few services in the 33 so that I could finally put it through its paces, because once again that was a DLC for West Somerset Railway, so 25 miles per hour was the tops for that, and I wanted to see what the 33 could do. My word, those people there were close to the edge. I hope that gets tidied up as part of the remaster. They're getting closer and closer every time, I'm sure. So there is a lot to like about this pack. I mean, I've always gone back to Great Western Express. You know, there's obviously been better routes since then. This is one of the first routes in Train Sim World, and it's not had anything done to it until we get this remaster. Nothing's been done to it, so you know what you see is basically what you got at the beginning. Albeit we're now in TSW 5 with all the different bits and pieces that actually brings to the core, shadows, etc. As you can see on the tracks, the rendering distance, things like that. But apart from that, the route itself is the same route. So, I mean, the remaster should be pretty good. I don't know when that's due for release. I think we'll probably find something out on the next roadmap, but I mean, I hope that it's coming out before the end of this year. I hope it is. I hope it's something that they've been working on for quite some time. So we'll get all the new skies and all that sort of thing. All the usual mod cons, which have all come in since this route was built all those years ago. But to say that this is like a 6-year-old route, it still looks pretty decent now, doesn't it? It's not bad. So, we've got a nice 90 miles per hour going on. We'll shortly be getting into Paddington. And I'm hoping there's a little bit of activity I can show you around Paddington as well. So we'll hopefully see trains coming in and out, some coaches being shunted back to Old Oak Common Depot, because the Reading end is fairly quiet, but the London end is usually got a little bit going on. So we've been playing a lot of the new TSW5 routes. I wanted to make sure that I continued the Looking Back series. Everybody's overdosing on the new routes, me included. You know, they've only been out, what, a couple of weeks now. But I wanted to go back and make sure we covered something else just for a change, just in the middle of all that. Especially if you're new to Train Sim World 5 and you've not really explored what there is to offer in the back catalogue, because there is now quite an extensive back catalogue. Anybody that's been around for a while who just installed Train Sim World 5 and then had to go back and reinstall all the DLC again will know exactly what I'm talking about. There's a 101. Because I had 300 over 300 gig just for the PS5 to put back on, and well, you don't want to know how long on my connection that took. You know, I've got a 32 megabyte download connection still, so I'll let you do the maths on that one. It took a while, put it that way. It took a while. But the good thing was with TSW5 early access, at least the new stuff, I could get the new stuff off pretty straight away. And then obviously the old routes that we already got, they were available from the main release day on the 17th. So I wasn't as bothered straight away about that stuff. So 11 miles into Paddington. Good run, end to end, nice relaxing run at speed, which you know I quite like. As I said, with the Diesel Legends, you do get some more scenarios as well. So there's a couple of shunting scenarios in and out of Paddington. They're quite interesting. A complete journey mode, which I mentioned. So journey mode now is what, unless I'm streaming. If I'm streaming, I'll pick out a service just from the timetable. If I'm playing it for myself, I tend to use the journey mode now. The way I used to do it was I used to dive in and do all the scenarios first. When a new route came out, I did all the scenarios. And then I started picking out services. But the thing I like about the journey mode, as we talked about before, is the fact that now we've got all the customizable weather. I didn't used to customize the weather very much. So with journey mode, as well as there being a service selected for you in that mode, it also picks the weather for you. So it gives you a chance to randomize the weather rather than having to set it yourself. I quite like that aspect of it. So the time of day as well of the services is random. So I generally don't run nighttime services. Certainly on stream I don't run nighttime services because obviously it doesn't make the best viewing in some cases. But the journey mode, whatever comes up in journey mode, when I'm playing it on my own, I play it. And I play it in that order and I try to complete the chapters as best I can. And so of course the scenarios are sprinkled in the journey mode as well. So I'm not just playing the scenario list first thing when I jump in. I'm kind of mixing it up a little bit. I found that that's my new best way to play the game. And I've been playing it from the start, as you know. So it's good that some of these features are coming in and even older players are picking up new ways to play. That's what they'll need to do to keep it fresh, I think. Just over 7 miles now into Paddington. Let's have a quick look outside. There's another 101 on our left. Hop back inside, then we don't miss any alarms as we approach. I'm hoping as part of the remaster, by the way, that you see all these, all the sidings, etc. We've seen with remasters that there's a lot of static traffic being able to put in and just filling out the environment a little bit. One thing I would say about Great Western Express, not specifically Diesel Legends, but the Great Western Express itself, it does need a little bit of filling out. So to see some static trains and coaches, etc. around will make a big difference, I think. So fingers crossed for that. We did see that with the West Somerset Railway remaster. That was definitely done. So we'd hope for the same. Right, we've got 100 coming up. We're already below that, so we're okay. But we're making this approach into London. We haven't got that far to go before we come down to a 50. So we'll start slowing it down bit by bit. Once we go to idle, that thrash of that engine has completely slipped away, of course, and it's fairly quiet compared to what it has been all the way down from Reading. So we've got about just over 4 miles to Paddington. 9:25 AM in game time on a nice August morning. I set the weather to August. I believe I took off the dynamic weather and just left it on clear, just for video purposes. But of course you got the freedom to do whatever weather you like. The snow looks quite good on this route actually, if you're doing winter services. Here comes that 50 that I was talking about, so let's get some brake in. Make sure we get down to that. So we got another 52 there on its way up to Reading. Got the head code there on the front as well, which is the actual, that is the actual head code for the service too. Got the 08 over there, another 52. Let's take those brakes off and we'll just coast in. So we're due in at Paddington in just under 4 minutes. So we'll keep up around 45 to 50 for now. So just apply a little bit more power. So when I do these looking back videos, there's a couple of things. It's just looking back together, but also one of the aims is, if you've not played a route that you own for such a long time, you know, I want you to be able to watch the video and think, do you know what, that was alright, that I'm going to go and have a go on that tonight, and you actually get in and fire up the same route and enjoy it for an hour or so. So if you do that and the video makes you want to go back and fire up a certain route, then let me know in the comments, because that's good feedback. That's one of the aims. So that will show it's working. But in this looking back series, really, we've got a heck of a lot to cover, haven't we? If you think about it. And hopefully, you know, as well, we'll cover some of the stuff that you haven't got. And therefore, you know, I'm not going to do reviews as such. I'm just going to play the thing. And, you know, there's not a lot of point doing a review, because you can see it for yourself and you can kind of make up your own mind. I'm not, you know, it's not one of my jobs to try and influence you to buy a certain thing, because it's down to your personal choice, as I said, especially with this one, with the controversy on this one. But yeah, we just play the thing, and yeah, hopefully it helps you to play it, or go and buy it. Maybe when something's in a sale, you keep your eye on it, add it to your wish list, and then pop in and buy it. So this is the final approach now. I'm going to put the initial application on the brakes. We are going into platform 4, and it's 25 miles per hour as we come into the platform, so we're already down at the low 20s. So I'll just put a little bit of throttle in, just so we try and stay to time as best we can. We're not bad on timing. We had a little look round the train at the beginning whilst it was in photo mode, which actually keeps the clock ticking. So if we subtract that time from the beginning when we were looking at it, we're pretty much on time. So we've had the throttle pretty much fully open. After we came out of that 40 miles per hour outside Reading, we've had the throttle wide open all the way down. So we couldn't have got any earlier than this. But if you don't own the 52, you might want to try this, or get the standalone 52, the maroon one, as part of West Somerset Railway, which you can then, you know, you can substitute onto here. You could create scenarios with the maroon 52 if you wanted to. And this is Paddington. So we need to come into Paddington quite carefully. I do feel like, you know, as part of this remaster again, you know, they could fill out Paddington a lot more. We do have some traffic in, as I expected. You can see it there over on the left hand side. But definitely there needs to be more traffic. But as I said, remember, nothing's been done to this route since the early days, so they probably weren't, you know, they weren't quite sure how it would perform in the early days. I'll just move forwards a little bit. I think the lighting's good. Look at the lighting in Paddington. I think that's quite good. It reminds me a little bit of the lighting in Glasgow when we looked at the Glasgow Central Station in TSW 5 a couple of videos ago. It reminds me very much of that, with the sun coming through and the shadowing of the canopy, etc. So we got the doors open. Let's just have a quick look over here, because we got a 31 in the platform. I think if I don't press the wrong button, hang on a minute. Oh no, the doors are still open. What I wanted to do is change the view. Hold on, let me change the view. Why is it not letting me do that? That's interesting. I can't change the view in the station. Wonder why that is. Let me unlock the doors again. Make sure the right ones are locked. I was going to try to fly out to these two Class 31s that we got here, but I'm not able to for a strange reason. Wonder if that's a restriction within Paddington itself. I'm not sure, but anyway, we got a lot of 2016 passengers down to Paddington in this 1970s timetable. So I hope you've enjoyed it. Please do leave me a comment, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up. We'll be back with some more looking back at TSW quite soon. Until then, take care everybody, and bye for now.